Okay. The parchment paper back on top, and then this whole setup is going to go into the freezer. It's about 30 minutes for it to firm up, but you can do this up to 2 days in advance. Okay, finally time for the pat a choux, which is arguably the star of the entire situation.
100%.
That's where we started this whole thing. So we're going to do a little bit of prep work. First, we're going to prep our pan. So I have a little bit of spray here. I'm just going to lightly coat it. And
Go ahead.
lightly dust it with some all-purpose flour. Alright, so our goal is a very thin layer of flour on here, but we start with more so we can shake it around.
Stand by, I'm watching it right now.
Get into all the crevices. So this is way too much flour still, so we're gonna knock it out of this trash can over here. Get just a fine amount on there. So this is gonna help obviously with sticking. We don't want these to stick to the pan, but it also offers a really easy way to
323, 23.
We're gonna pipe the pat a choux. So we're gonna do 24 circles. I'm using the
Go ahead,
two
sir.
biscuit cutter that we used before. It's really just gonna give us a landing.
You go directly east to the house across the street,
That will stand out.
over by the curb.
Touching.
Great.
There might
This is all
be
prepped out, so we're gonna set this aside.
something over there.
Let's start on the actual pat a choux. So in this saucepan here, we have 6 tablespoons of water. I have 5 tablespoons of butter that have been cut into half-inch pieces.
320 does look like a
We have
black
2 tablespoons of
sedan, left, north,
1.5
down.
teaspoons of granulated sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're gonna bring this to a boil over medium heat.
Clear block sedan, left northbound.
Hey, good evening. Good morning.
324, it's also
Saw
gonna
you in there. I
be
didn't see
occupied
exactly
by
what
4 people, and then it's also gonna
You
have a
typed.
as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna shift it back onto the burner, and we're gonna go over to low heat. We're gonna cook this for about
Clear.
10
Yep.
minutes. I'm gonna stir
Yep.
and smear it around.
2 fatals within an hour of each other today, and I didn't get to either one.
Really shiny.
327 to 322. Are you still at that vehicle?
Degrees. We've got that nice
The one on 44, they had that all shut down. Nobody could get onto the highway.
Is there a female in it that goes by Desiree?
We're at 177, so right in the sweet spot there. Perfect. We've hit our temp, and we're gonna take this immediately to our food processor.
All right.
I don't believe so.
So I'm gonna start off with just.
Clear. Is there anyone in the vehicle matching our
10
descriptions?
seconds in order to cool it down a bit before we add our eggs.
All right.
So while that's going, I'm gonna whisk together our eggs. I have 2 whole eggs plus an egg white. Now that egg white is gonna add more water. which
322,
adds more
327,
and
can I give you a
finally
call?
got a nice crisp crust because of adding that.
Sure.
All right.
Okay, that's great. So we have our 2 eggs plus 1 extra white in here. So now we're gonna go in with our eggs. So I'm just gonna open up the feed tube here. And while it's processing, stream in the eggs. We'll go for about 30 seconds here, and then we'll scrape it down.
It wouldn't surprise me if someone
Kinda make sure it can sit on the
flew a
floor.
drone out there.
Too low.
I'm sure several people
So,
did.
Make sure that's incorporated. Awesome. So we're gonna go for 30 seconds.
I know.
Nice and sticky and tacky.
I know probably the crash team for Springfield Police. They probably
And then I've got my pastry bag here, and I'm using a half-inch round.
excuse me. They probably flew their big drone to take video and photos of the crash scene.
Scrape it in there.
14.
The thing that I learned about
Clear 313, running around to the domestic, 2712 South Ingram Mill Road.
They had eastbound
316.
from Glenstone
that will easily just
on the eastbound side at Glenstone shut down.
That's clear, 316 disregard.
Eastbound.
Pop that out.
Closed from like 3:40 to almost 10 o'clock tonight until they
Okay, so I'm gonna go here.
finally got a big wrecker in for the truck.
Right. So right in the center of our 2 inches.
313,
So we've got 24
the reporting party is not located in a separate county. On the situation there at the email address.
Okay, so Bridget, these are the Cracolan that we made.
313 affirmative. That's our understanding since the transfer failed and we didn't talk to the caller.
Really easy to transfer over.
But she did say her son's at this address having a domestic issue with a female.
I would suspect that Springfield had their big drone out.
Beautiful. So it's time to bake. We're going to go to a 400-degree oven on the middle rack and bake for 15 minutes. Then without opening the door, we're going to drop it to 350, so a little bit more moderate. We're going to go at that point gorgeous golden brown, which takes about 7 to 10 minutes. I think these are going to look really gorgeous.
Oh.
Look at those. Beautiful browning. So we get them out.
No, because I couldn't get down there. I wouldn't have been able to get down there on the highway. I was tied up.
Crisp. So you pick them up and you
Just get my daughter from school and then getting her to work.
and this slit
And then waiting for my boys to get home from school.
Last one.
And so in between that, I was busy, and I wouldn't have been able to get down on the highway close enough to really get any good
Nice, warm, dry environment.
good photos or videos.
That's gonna really
And
perfect. Thank you. So we'll let them sit for about
then
okay, so these
on that one, and then on the other one at the airport, obviously that's airport property.
Lighten it up with some whipped cream.
Okay.
They would have told me,
Heavy cream here,
they would have told people,
side to side.
you know, unless you had actual business there,
So you can see we have nice stiff.
you know,
beans,
they would just said you need to leave off the airport property.
Now we're gonna come over to our pastry cream. You see how much this is set up. We want to combine these two, and we're gonna whisk this first. Alright, so I am just gently folding this together. You can see it's getting a lot.
320, 324.
It's still plenty stiff because we cooked that pastry cream a long time. It got it nice and.
Go ahead.
Okay, that looks great. Now the goal here is to fill these up with about 2 tablespoons of.
Could you tell a possible make on that vehicle?
A 1/4 inch tip works great if you have that. A Bismarck tip, which is nice and long at the
Negative,
end.
it was a
This is fabulous
4-door.
for jelly donuts and for
I believe the
filling
vehicle
things.
that
There's a
322
smaller
has
hole
down
that
here,
goes
isn't
in
it?
to the back, and as you pull out, you can really fill it up. So this is what I'm going to go with.
Not
So
quick.
we've got our Bismarck tip in there.
We're not
I'm
locating
gonna
any,
fill this with about a
locating
1/3
anything here.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to go in where I made that slit. And with the Bismarck, it's nice to go all the way to the back side. And then as you're filling and you feel it getting heavier, you pull.
314.
314, I'm clearing that all
That's a
by.
good indicator right there. We start
That's
seeing
clear,
it
316
open
disregard.
before it's filling out. We'll put it on our platter right there. Okay, so I'm going to keep going until all 24 are filled. This bag's going to empty out, and we're going to keep filling it up as we go.
Lovely.
Okay, here we are. We have 24 perfect choux croquelan. What I want to know is this going to compete with all those other choux pastry desserts that you mentioned?
This is straight out of a beautiful pastry case. This looks great.
Yeah, they're beautiful, right?
Yeah.
All right, but you got to try them.
Ooh,
Feel heavy there? So much pastry cream in there.
nice.
Just again.
All right. Mmm. No runny pastry cream at all.
That's so good.
Even though they're packed full of cream, they're nice and light. It's like a beautiful balance of sweet and a little bit of savory.
Yes.
I just love that croquelan. Like, it obviously looks beautiful. But it's that
That's
sweetness
what they're there to do, is prevent that.
In the world of choux pastry, this is climbing to the top.
They work pretty well, but you know, when it's a truck like that,
Little
it's
pastries. Cook a
that
pastry
truck's gonna go
nice and thick.
almost all the time. The truck's gonna go completely through the
Use a food
steel
processor.
cable median barrier
And
there.
then fold whipped cream
Um,
right into the pastry cream.
Not really anything you can do. I mean,
From America's Test Kitchen.
you can put the concrete barrier there, but you know that's gonna. The steel cable barrier is designed to
327.
try and stop vehicles safely with
327.
minimal injury.
Can you
The occupants of
pull me a
vehicles.
case number, please?
But you know, when you have a truck that's that size, it's obviously gonna destroy the steel cable barriers and keep going onto the other side.
327. Your case number is 502, 502.
Now you could make do with a plain Ziploc bag with a
Great,
corner
thank
cut
you.
off, but a real piping set is going to give you so much more control and more decorative options. We tested several sets. Most were packed with redundant and oddball tips, and they lacked some of the 6 most essential tips, including the small round writing tip,
Pat wide and wider, or Pat one and wider now, Pat.
open star tip, a large closed star tip, a leaf tip, and a petal tip. And then there were the pastry bags. Cloth bags are a pain to clean and dry, and they hang onto stains. We prefer disposable plastic pastry bags of about 14 inches. You shouldn't fill them more than halfway because you need space to hold on to, so smaller bags are not great. And with plastic, you can even wash and reuse them. Now, we did find one piping set to recommend, the Wilton 20-piece beginning buttercream decorating set for about $13. It's not perfect. It comes with only 5 of the 6 essential tips. To round it out, we recommend adding a large.
Yeah, it wasn't a good accident at all.
Coupler and 14-inch bags.
Wasn't a
With
good
all
a
this
good
in hand,
accident.
We're going to be piping like a pro.
Today, Bridget's going to cook one of my favorite dishes, gnocchi à la Parisienne, which are delicate little dumplings made with pâte à choux paste and Gruyere. You said delicate little dumplings, and here I am. I love
love this version of gnocchi. It's kind of a Franco-Italian dish.
Mhm.
This version, you still get light, airy dumplings, and it's really, really easy.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
Exactly. So it does start with choux paste. So I've got here 3/4 cup of water in my saucepan. I just want to get the heat going because I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter and 3/4 teaspoon of table salt. While that's coming up to a simmer, I've already fitted.
There's two types of people in this world, people who love summer and people
Got
who
it ready to go because this is going to be how we shape our gnocchi. Very cool. Really, really easy. All right, so I've got that to the side, and I also have 3 eggs here. I'm going to whisk them with a little whisk. I've got these in a measuring cup because it's going to be easy to add these to the dough later on. We're at boiling point. Just slide this off heat just for a moment. And I'm going to add in 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. So it's 3/4 cup of water to 3/4 cup all-purpose flour. I'm just going to stir this, get it nice and mixed, very, very thick at this point.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure to work out any lumps, get this kind of worked in there. I'm going to slide back over. And I do need to stir this the entire time, but I want to cook this until, as you know, it should start to get really nice and shiny. That's going to take about 2 minutes. All right. Seeing a little bit of shine there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't look quite as flat this time. That was 2 minutes. Time to kill
I
these.
think,
All
yeah.
right, move over to our food processor.
Just fire dispatch said it was a rollover, so but it's hard telling.
Around those eggs.
It could have hit and rolled and then landed and hit the sign
This is 2
head on.
ounces of Gruyere cheese.
Hit the airport sign head on, yep.
Color if you want, which is a little bit less sharp, and a little bit of pepper. This is 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper, just a little dab will do you. So I've got lid on, and I've got the feed tube off here. I want to give a little bit of space for the air to come out. I'm going to let this run for about 10 seconds until the cheese is melted and it just all comes together. I'm going to add the eggs here. All right, eggs are in. I do want to take a moment and scrape down the sides. Sometimes the egg gets flung around a little bit. All right, so just scraping down the sides, lid goes back on, and this time I'm going to let it run for about 30 seconds until it all comes together. It's going to be super sticky though. All right. That is it for the choux paste.
So easy. I love it.
Easy. So now I've got my pastry bag, and I fitted it with a 1/2-inch tip. Just prepared it, kind of squished the bag down in there so that none of this is going to fall through the bottom. It's such a sticky mess, it wouldn't do it, but it's a good habit to get into. If you didn't have a friend helping you, you could use a glass. In we go. There you are, my dear. That's great. So I'm just going to push this mixture down just a wee bit here. And I'm going to leave this just like this at room temperature so the mixture can cool a little bit and also become a little bit more firm before we pipe it. It's gnocchi time. All right. This is 4 quarts of water. Brought it up to a boil. I now want to lower this down just so that it's at a simmer.
No salt.
No salt. So I'm going to start to twist this bag, get it going. I'm going to hold this about 3 inches above.
Big
the
store
water.
villain.
At a 40.
Twas the night before Christmas, when all through Fort Worth, not a creature was stirring, except for this guy holding a machete, who rushes up to the counter and demands the clerk empty the register and put all the money inside his bag. Actually, it's not really a bag. It's more like a ripped piece of plastic held together by some knots. The clerk does his best to fill up his sad excuse for a bag, but this guy's far from done. He then demands the clerk hand several packs of Newport menthols, which then fall through the hole in his bag and land on the floor. He quickly grabs some more, and they fall too. He exits the store, and then his machete, surprise, also falls to the ground. Now we need your help to find this guy. He appears to be in his 20s or early 30s, with a medium build and mustache, and the time of the robbery was wearing white sneakers and a dark zip-up hoodie with striped cuffs. But the real clue here could be his choice of cigarettes. Newport menthols, and, of course, that machete. If you recognize this guy or know anything about this crime, call the Fort Worth, Texas PD Robbery Division at 1-817-392-4377. And this is case number 2301-000-85. By the way, this was the second time the store was robbed that night. And the store was also robbed a week earlier by the exact same guy.
Olives. Have 2 teaspoons of
534.
thyme and a quarter teaspoon.
544 is completely open now.
All right, so I'm just gonna stir this around.
Okay.
Let it cook until the tomatoes start to soften. That's only gonna take about 2 minutes. All right, so now I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon juice. Perk things up here. I've got 2 teaspoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. The gnocchi's
What is
gonna
everyone up to this weekend?
All right.
Anything good? Any good plans?
All right, so I just want to toss this just delicately until
Okay, I'll get you one.
it's glazed. So now I'm going to kill the heat. I've got 1.5 ounces of baby arugula. Goes right in. I'm going to stir that in delicately. And it only takes about 15 seconds for this to wilt.
Clean
It
335.
looks spectacular. And we are done.
Goodness, that's beautiful.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, all my favorite flavors: cherry tomatoes, olives, arugula.
Loading it in.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of parmesan.
Ah, that is beautiful. Give me a chair by the sea and a glass of white wine.
Yeah, my daughter said one of the teachers was carrying on about
Those.
let there be enough snow to have school canceled.
The outside, the browning.
It just is a lovely balance. You have the rich, delicate dumplings, and you have the tomatoes, and then a little bit of arugula.
Absolutely. You've got all that freshness going in there, but then you've got the olives.
Bridget, these are magnificent. Thank you.
Can't stop eating them.
I can't. If you want to make this delicious dish, use 3 eggs to make the pâte à choux paste. Cut the dough from a piping bag right into the hot water, and saute the gnocchi in butter until brown and puffed. From America's Test Kitchen, a wonderful recipe for gnocchi alla Parisienne with arugula, tomatoes, and olives. You can find this recipe and all the recipes from this season, along with select episodes and our product reviews on our website, americastestkitchen.com/TV. These are incredible.
324.
Visit our
can send me
website
incident
and you
18.
can sign up for our
I'll be making phone
email
contact.
newsletter for even more of the recipes and
Clear.
stories you love from all of our cast and cooks. americastestkitchen.com/fan favorites.
I don't know if that'll be enough to close school. I mean, that'll be a little bit, but I don't know about school getting canceled.
Cooking for over 30 years. Get a year of award-winning reporting, science-based discoveries, trusted reviews, and more. The cost is $19.95. That's 63% less than the cover price. To subscribe, scan the QR code on your screen or visit cooksillustrated.com/TV favorites. America's Test Kitchen is brought to you by the following.
America's Test Kitchen is proudly sponsored by Kohler, celebrating 150 years of design and innovation in the kitchen, made for creators like you. Bruegger European-style butter was created for all chefs, cooks, and bakers. Slow churned with 82% butterfat for a smooth texture and less moisture for flaky crusts. Bruegger, from professional kitchens to your home.
Sailing with American Queen Voyages brings you mighty rivers, Great Lakes, oceans, and expeditions, where passionate explorers can discover the continent of North America. You can learn more about our voyages at aqvoyages.com or contact your travel professional.
Yeah, that's what Mr. Bill here was just saying, Tracy. 4 to 6 inches.
Inches, that's enough to have our car get stuck. That would be good.
Yeah, and I ain't even got. Tires that'll handle it on the car right now.
Oh, we go to work for a day or so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Always. Always. Definitely. Ice, no bueno. No bueno. No bueno.
America's Test Kitchen, where recipes are tested until they taste great. Next on Create.
Three 13. 313.
They're getting so
Need you doing a sole pulling case number. When
Yeah.
you read back, please.
I know.
tonight.
Did you want that as domestic assault, did you say, or just assault? Regular assault, it's not domestic. Okay. Have case number of 504-504 at 40 after midnight, 0040.
Christopher Kimball here on the set of
Clear,
North
thank you.
Television. You know, Great offers your daily dose of culinary inspiration, from the classic
Source. From good friends.
to the cutting edge.
When the tide is out, the table is set.
Refine your repertoire or maybe elevate your cooking game. So, with that in mind,
Challenge accepted.
okay, each and every day right here on Create.
Support for Create on Ozarks Public Television is provided by The Plant Room, offering house plants for indoor gardeners throughout the Ozarks, as well as pottery, growth supplies, and locally made decor. Open 7 days a week in Springfield at the corner of Glenstone and Bennett, and online at shoptheplantroom.com.
Each year, lots of
652 check vehicle.
they don't really want into more of what they really
652.
West bypass in Sunshine, just east of 1 Henry Frank, Tom 31. It's going to be on a green Ford pickup on them.
earn a tax deduction. We'll take care of
West Bypass Sunshine.
and everyone in the community will benefit from your generosity. Contact our vehicle donation program.
You're enjoying Create, a digital service of Ozarks Public Television.
Can't get enough of Create TV? Welcome to CreateTV.com. Get more from your favorite Create hosts.
325 and 322.
You have cooking in your kitchen.
That'd be a great project, Mo.
Good.
Access your local schedule.
Have you made contact with anybody yet?
The bounty of the bayou.
Enjoy projects, previews, and quick tips. What can't you do?
I've checked all the doors and
Special.
doesn't appear to be anyone inside.
For how to. CreateTV.com.
Something about the salt truck. I didn't catch all of it.
Today on America's Test Kitchen, Becky makes
647 Stone.
Adam reveals
647.
excellent air fryers. Dan demonstrates the science of
Carney Patterson.
and Julie
Looks like we're going to be pulling into the shops just west of 2 Adam Frank, Charles 79 out of Missouri. It'll be a black Oldsmobile Bravado.
America's Test Kitchen is brought to you by the following.
Carney Patterson.
European style
Shop.
was created for all chefs, cooks, and bakers. Slow churn.
6 for now, I'll be out.
For a smooth texture and more
3629.
flaky crusts. Kluber, from professional kitchens to your home.
Sailing with American Queen Voyages brings you to mighty rivers.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. They need to be out.
Where passionate
Dropping
explorers
solution.
discover the continent of North America.
They were the other day.
Visit aqvoyages.com or contact your travel advisor.
Sur La Table, where you can discover
I think 4 days ago or so. I don't remember. Here within last week they were running
Visit us at surlatalk.com.
Chicken franchising is something I'm very familiar with, having grown up in the Flower City, Rochester, New York, where the dish originated at a restaurant called the Brown Derby. And today Becky's going to show me how she makes her version.
That's right.
A restaurant called the Brown Derby, and we have Brown Derby stores here locally. Well,
But they're not restaurants.
no, they're not restaurants, but most of them have closed.
It's really good. Kind of a retro recipe.
Don't have as many as we used to.
So that the flavor is a little bit more complex, it's a little bit easier to make, and it's also a little bit more economical.
Great.
So let's start with the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I have 4 6 to 8 ounce breasts, and I've prepped 3 of them already. We'll do the last one. So the first thing you want to do is you want to separate the thicker end of the breast from the thinner end, like this.
All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. As always, thanks for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. It is much appreciated.
Pound them down a little bit.
Hope everyone enjoys their evening. 80% snow, 5 to 8 inches snow highs, upper 30s, lows in the 20s for Springfield area.
That's right. Persuade it.
Yeah, I guess we're in for it.
There we go.
But yes, thanks for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. It's much appreciated. Please take care. Hope all enjoy your weekend, and we will catch you later. Be safe.
Teaspoon of pepper.